Welcome to another episode of The Good Talk here at West Coast Creative Studio. Today we have Anthony McCrae.
Hello, everybody.
An actor, singer, a dancer, model, man, a man of many talents. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome. So what do you think of the studio?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been amazed walking in, seeing all these lights go by. You got the official signs, the on-air sign. I'm like, you've outdone yourself. It's very wonderful, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Who you are?
Well, so hello, everybody. My name is Anthony McCrae. I come from the South. Like, me and my family are from Florida, Georgia area, and we came to LA. And, my whole family, we've been in the industry since my mom did it. My Nana did it. My mom was in Boys in the Hood and White Man Can't Jump. And my Nana was a model, traveled the world. And, I started as a child as well. And I really started mainly because of Michael Jackson and Prince. So, watching them perform is kind of what led me to become an entertainer. You know what I mean? Just my favorite example of why I became an entertainer was just because you saw Michael and Prince be on a stage, right? And they could just sit there for 5 minutes doing nothing. And people will scream and lose their minds. Clothes were flying on stage, just everything. People fainted and went to a hospital because they were so shaken up by the energy and presence of Michael or Prince. And I wanted to have that same ability on camera, off camera. I wanted to be in that same vicinity. So that kind of is why I became an entertainer myself.
Wow. So you were a child actor.
Yes.
That is insane. What's like your memory of being a child actor? What was the first thing you were on?
Well, this happened before I could have memory, but I was in Pampers commercials.
What?
So I was in Pampers commercials.
You were in Pampers commercials?
Yes, me and my brother were both in Pampers commercials.
Maybe I might have seen a commercial you were on when you were a baby.
It's very possible.
That is insane.
And then once I got older, when I was like 4 or 5, I started doing Got Milk commercials, Skippy Peanut Butter. I was with a company called John Robert Powers, very old company. Old actors know that company. And I also did 7-Up. But back when 7-Up had, do you remember a 7-Up commercial where they had a digital Afro Samurai? It was like the first time with CGI, that type of era where it was like 99 and a little bit after, like 99 to 2003.
I might have seen it.
Okay.
I mean, if it's out there, I probably saw it one time.
So I did a few of those commercials.
Okay.
And then I had my first movie. When I was a child, I was about 7, 8.
What movie is this?
So I was a character in a movie called Daddy Daycare, and it was with Eddie Murphy and a few other, actors.
And how old were you?
I was about 7, 8. Yeah.
Wow.
I still had my long hair. It was like ponytail, and I had one line, and this is what made me SAG eligible at that time. I had one line, and I think it went on the cutting room floor later because there's always different versions. I don't know if people know this, but there's different versions of movies when they release it to theaters and like DVD and all that stuff. So it's one of those lines that it existed and then it got taken away in like newer renditions of the movie. But that's fine. I still became SAG eligible anyway.
So how old were you when you became SAG eligible?
I was 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were 8 years old because of that movie?
Yes.
So what does that mean, SAG eligible? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So to become unionized as an actor is basically having a institutionalized company, right, back you on everything to protect your rights, to fight the companies, organizations, corporations from, violating what you deserve, right? So whether it be your pay, whether it be how you're treated socially, economically, right? Because, racism and all those injustices still exist, right? And also when a company is just trying to like pull one over, I've done jobs where a company didn't want to pay you something you deserve to be paid, mainly because they wanted to like cut the money they're spending on you. And you bring a representative from the union and they will either take away the company's ability to be a part of the union and make the high amounts of money that they can make, or they change the contract and they'll pay you what you deserve.
Wow. So they protect you basically.
Yes,
Okay.
they're
So
like a
you
security
wanna
guard for
be
you. Yeah,
the security guard for you.
the
Okay.
security guard for you.
So they protect you and you want to be in SOG.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about AFTRA? What is that? Is that the same thing?
So in the 90s, SAG and AFTRA were like two different organizations. They ended up merging together, which is why it's called SAG-AFTRA. So they were two different distinctual organizations that just merged together. I think one was losing money, and so they decided to make it a united
So
front.
now they're just basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What would you tell someone that wants to get into SAG-AFTRA?
Okay, well, if you want to get into SAG, you definitely need to do projects. You need to do projects that have some affiliation to the union. So whether it's a commercial, a music video, or a short film, feature film, whatever you're doing, it has to have SAG's name attached to it. Because you start developing what is called a SAG voucher. SAG vouchers are what help you start becoming eligible towards being a unionized member of SAG.
Okay. So you just got to hustle your way through SAG and do projects and work on different things.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Oh, okay, man. So what other films have you been on growing up? Like, what's like the biggest film you've been on? I mean, Daddy Daycare sounds like it's pretty big.
It was a big movie. Yes. Yeah. I've also been attached to Cats the movie, which I don't really talk about too much, but you know, that's fine. You know, it didn't do too well. Let's just say that it wasn't properly received from the audience, and that's okay. And then the next one that I've did the behind the scenes and the soundtrack for was Venom, Marvel project. Yes.
Oh wow!
So
with Tom Hardy.
Yes, Tom Hardy and all that stuff.
What did you do for that?
It was just like a behind the scenes project where I was the lead actor for the music video that was designated for Venom, and it played throughout opening weekend. And then I also just got to be behind the scenes with the actors and like Eminem and a few other people. And like
that just sounds like such a fun thing to do.
It was the best experience I've ever had. Yeah. And especially because Eminem was one of my favorite rappers growing up. You know, I love Tupac, Eminem, all those like lyricist storytellers. So getting to work with him, and he picked me himself.
Yeah.
And being told on set that he picked me himself was insane.
To be a part of something like that, that's huge, and that sounds like a lot of fun. But what's one of your favorite characters to play? What kind of roles do you like to audition for?
I love drama. Love very complex internal turmoil type of characters that are struggling with what they feel inside and their external reality. One of the biggest depictions was, if you ever saw the movie Chevalier, I have to mention this just because it's so fun to know that I was right there, but it's also, you know, a little sad. There was a movie called Chevalier that came out, and I had auditioned for it in 2020, and it was between me and that guy for the character of Joseph Ballone, who's the lead character of the movie. And, you know, he struggles with, this is like 17th century France. He struggles with dealing with racism and being noble. So he's like half white, half African. And his father's a nobleman. He's like a chevalier, right? Mm-hmm. He's top labeled white society, right? Aristocratic society. And his mom was a slave. So he has to always push himself to a higher standard than other people, because of if he makes the wrong move, how fast his whole world will stop. And so like that character is a good depiction of the type of characters I love. Very much you have to struggle with this internal life, but also live with the reality you face.
So this was an audition you went to, and you didn't get this audition?
So I made it all the way to the end.
Okay.
And I didn't get the role.
You didn't get the part.
I didn't get the role.
Oh man.
I was right there. It was like I was on availability. So for those who don't know, availability means that you're just before being confirmed for the character.
Okay.
So I was right there, and I was like,
man, and they went with the other guy.
Yeah, and I didn't know because we auditioned in 2020, but the movie came out in 2023. So obviously COVID probably delayed a few things, but yeah, it was.
How does that, talk a little bit about the audition process? Like that must be so like demanding, like on you know, physically and mentally, like not getting roles you want to get. So talk a little bit about how the process is.
It's draining for sure. I can say that when you start investing yourself into a role that you're very passionate about, you start becoming that character. You start taking on even traits that you've either prominently enhanced for the character, or you develop the traits altogether. And so when you go through, let's say, 2 weeks of an audition process where you have to live, speak, talk, know how to be that character, and you are that character, you end up developing some habits, and it's very taxing on the brain. You become very fatigued late in the day or early in the day, depends on when your audition is, because sometimes it could be at night, sometimes it could be early in the morning, sometimes it's midday. You just never know. And I think auditioning is a very beautiful part because it pushes you to a limit to break through your own barriers. You know, you get to see how far you've progressed. You get to see what you can develop that's new. And I love auditioning. I love that process. It's fun for me. It's like a playground.
So it's like a week to getting ready for this audition?
Sometimes
and you're just
less.
in this character, and then you go audition with hundreds of other people maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long does it take before you hear back?
You'll hear for a callback roughly in a few days.
Okay.
Typically, it's like maybe 4 days max. You'll hear about a callback. Because typically, they try to keep the callbacks like very close together. Mm-hmm. It's like maybe 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, somewhere in that realm. But they keep it close together. You'll hear back from your agent or your manager, depending on which one you have, or if you have both, you'll hear back shortly. And then you'll go for the callback. And then after the callback, you have no idea until you get an availability email or confirmation. And then you still have to wait to know if you're actually confirmed. And on the confirmation for who they're going with, you never hear anything. It's very silent on that part.
Man.
That last part is very, you don't know until you know.
So about how many auditions do you do, let's say, a month?
At least 6.
Okay. 6 auditions.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot, because that's like 6 different roles that you have to like kind of get ready for.
Mm-hmm. And this is not including commercial. So, because you have the difference of theatrical, commercial, and then you also have, some shorts and little things in between, or even if you do social media influencing work and brand deals, you have to, you know what I mean? Those require different parts of you. So,
man, yeah, it sounds like a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a lot.
But you don't just act; you do a bunch of other stuff.
Yes.
You're a dancer. Let's talk a little bit about your dancing.
Yes.
I've seen some of your videos, man. You are insane.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I started dancing. Obviously, coming in a Black family, dancing and music is just a thing. And so, but I started street dancing at 11. So my brother and we were part of this crumping crew called Zeros. It was when crumping first started. So anybody who knows that, tie-dyes and all that stuff, we started back in that day. So street battles were a thing. This is back when Stomp the Yard really happened.
Oh, yeah.
So where people fought, and if you had beef on the dance floor, you really had beef in real life. You know what I mean? And I was a part of this crew, and my brother was called Professor Zero. I was called Kid Zero. And one of my first experiences in street dance was experiencing a brawl. I will never forget this experience.
A brawl?
A brawl.
What?
So there was beef between like this one Asian crew. I don't know their name. And I think it was Tie-Dye's crew. And they showed up to our battle mid-battle, and I saw steel pipes and knives.
No way.
I kid you not. And they
were serious about this.
It was a real serious
How old
time.
were you?
I was 11.
Dude, and you were just in this brawl. Okay, so what happened?
Well, fight broke out. People got hurt. Me and my brother, fought a little bit, and then we dipped. We ran. We were like, nah, mom is gonna kill us if she finds out about this. So I couldn't stay too long. And then security guards. There was a nightclub down the street. Security guards came and helped stop whatever happened. Ambulance was called and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, but me and my brother, we ran. We 100% left.
You dipped.
Yeah, we didn't stay for that.
So dancing, how serious are you about dancing?
Dance will always be a part of me. So
okay.
And I don't find my artistry serious at all. I find it very much a chance to play. So I take them with me everywhere I go. I always will be a part of them, do them, and experience them. So for me, Dance is, I guess, serious as far as the art form and me going into the art form, but it's not, I don't find it serious as like I have to do something for it. You know, it's just kind of,
It's just a part of you, and
yeah,
it's something you do for fun.
yeah.
But is that something you want to pursue professionally as well, or is acting your main focus?
I'm already a professional dancer. Like I've actually danced
Okay.
for artists people know. I've danced for Chris Brown. I've danced for Justine Skye, Wizkid, Eight Flavors, an African group. Danced for CNCO.
So you already been there, done that.
Yeah, yeah, I've been on tour. I've danced, done a lot of music videos, and for me, like I said, it's just a part of me. It's not really like, do I need to do more? I'll just do it. People call me, they'll be like, "Hey, you want to be in this music video?" I'll be like, "Yeah, let's go."
And what kind of dancing is it? Like mainly hip hop, or what kind of styles do you dance?
I'm considered new style hip hop. Now, I started in crumping, and then I started fusing a lot of styles as I got older. And so when you fuse a lot of styles after knowing the foundation of the style, it goes under new style hip hop because it's not completely true to the style.
Okay. And let's go back to your acting career, right? You have an agency that you work with?
Yes, I have. I'm with LA Talent, and I also have a manager. They are called the ESI Network, and my agent I've been with since 2014. They've been my only agent commercially and theatrically as an adult, and I've been very fortunate to stay with them for a long time. Actually, it was so funny. I went to them in 2014, a month after I got with them, because I told them, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be someone you need." I literally walked in and said, "You need me. I'm gonna be someone you need." A month after I signed with them, I booked a Nike commercial.
Sick.
So it was just a very fortunate, beautiful timing, and honestly, the confidence and belief in myself of what I would accomplish also helped push me along for sure.
Yeah.
Because obviously I hadn't done any Nike commercial or anything before. I was just like, I'm gonna do something.
And how old are you when you did this commercial?
I was almost 19.
Okay. Wow, man.
Yeah,
So
almost 19.
Nike commercial, that's huge.
Yes.
How did that help your career?
It boosted a lot of things. First of all, my agent looked at me and was like, "Huh, you are something else. You came in with all this like talk and bravado," and I was like, "All right, fine, we'll give him a chance." But then you did something, and I was like, in a month, that's rare, especially the timing. Like most actors go a year or 2 years or even more without booking a job, and then
Especially a big gig like that with Nike.
And so for me, when she saw that I was doing that, and it was like that with every agent. I had signed with 3 agencies in the same month. I signed with a dance agency called Go To Talent. I signed with a model agency. I was with LA Models, and the theatrical and commercial team of LA Talent. And so they saw me book back to back to back, and they were like, "Wow." And so I felt
They were impressed.
yeah, because it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
So I felt very fortunate to be able to give them reasons to keep me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I showed them why I should be there, but to give them reasons to keep me was I felt very privileged and fortunate for that.
I mean, that's huge. Working with Nike, that's insane. So before we got on this podcast, you mentioned that there's a conflict with AI and actors. Can you just expand on that a little bit more?
So did you pay attention to last year when SAG went on strike or like and all the actors?
Yeah, I heard about that. Yes.
Okay, so from May last year, and most of the strike ended roughly around December, we had a issue with the copyright infringement and intellectual property of people's faces and voices. So AI right now has the ability to mimic your voice and make complete full sentences with your emotions, the way you speak, your intonations, your fluxes, your actual being and essence in how you speak can be copied and mimicked. And so with that being said, right now there's still a conflict with how AI poses a threat to actors' careers, because there was an actor I saw on Instagram a few months ago. His name was Michelle something. Michelle. He was on Supernatural, and he posted how a company used AI to put him into a film that he was not a part of.
What?
Yes, he was.
So these are called deep fakes, right? AI deep fakes or something
yeah,
like that.
kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a background actor in a film that he was not a part of. And he posted all over his Instagram. And this is a big problem because now you can't distinguish reality and who's really there from an AI generated version of it. And especially with the technological advances and how great we've gotten with making things that are CGI or not there appear real to be there. It's very hard to distinguish reality from in a generated image.
Does the union protect you from that or not really?
They're still working out things. Right now, we have great protection when it comes to residuals. We have great protection for streaming. We have great protection for like all the platforms like Netflix and Disney and all these major companies that would try to shortcut money sometimes. We're now very protected with keeping income and later down the line, but the actual usage of intellectual property and voice and copyright infringement and all that for AI is still being worked out, like the kinks, because they never solved it. It never got solved from the strike, and it still hasn't been solved currently now, which is why there's a big burst of independent projects. Like if you see A24 production studios, they're an independent company. They're not Warner Brothers, they're not Lionsgate. So there's a burst of independent projects because now they're not trying to be a part of, that AI conflict. So that's why there's more independent projects and actors being a part of independent films right now.
I see. Man, yeah, I hope that gets resolved because that's an issue, man. You don't want a fake you going around everywhere, right? And you're not even getting paid for it. So.
No, and that's the problem. The big production studios don't want to pay. They haven't tried to like create some type of compromise to pay actors for that. They want to completely own your likeness.
Yeah. So you're also a singer.
Rapper, singer.
Okay.
Well, mostly rapping right now.
Mostly rapping. Okay.
Yeah. I've done some harmonies with a few tracks.
Can you spit a couple bars here right now or what?
Oh, okay. So I just had a track called "Stay in the Gray" that released on the 4th.
Okay.
And it was for Star Wars. So I'll just spit some of the intro, and I'll play a little bit too.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear you. Spit a couple bars from that song, and then let's hear the actual song after this.
By the way, I just want to let everybody know anything I spit is original. It comes from me only. That's it. I write my own stuff. I freestyle my own things. So just so you know. So ARK coming in with the blade, got the arc, so I'll always be a main, top of the game, never a lame, neutral insane, never met a master, you see a straight trapper, got my Anna, no kin, I'm devastated, more than ever, levitated, 4-stroke speed while I'm leading, some say I'm super cheating, I'm a gray straight feeding, I'm the one that they be needing, mid-chlorus, say reaching new limits, new ceilings, I'm the red, the blue, the light, the dark, the end, the start, the fuse, the spark, these niggas be up sons, and at the end, everyone gonna call me the chosen one.
Dang! That was fire. All right, let's listen to the song now. Listen to the track. Where can people hear the song?
So you can find it. It's called "Stay in the Gray." You can find it on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. You can find it everywhere. And it was officially released on May the 4th. Obviously, Star Wars Day. And
May the 4th be with you.
So I'll just play my verse so you can kind of hear how it is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Some say I'm super cheating, I'm a gray straight fiend, I'm the one that they be needing, midi-chlorus, they reach new limits, new ceilings, I'm the red, the blue, the light, the dark, the end, the start, the fuse, the spark, these things be my sons, and at the end, everyone gonna call me the chosen one.
Yeah, it was a good track. So shout out to my boy Amra. He goes by Nerdsworth on the track, and my other boy Charles, he goes by Petty Rich.
Man, give them a plug. What are their handles? Instagram handles.
So you could find Amra at Nerdsworth, just that, and then you can find Petty Rich, aka Charles. You can find him at, I believe it's X Petty Rich X.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I might have messed it up. My bad, Charles. But you can always find them under my Instagram. You can find Petty Rich and Nerdsworth under my Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Anthony_McCrae_, and you just look up Petty Rich or Nerdsworth. You'll actually be able to find them under my Instagram.
Dude, well, you're obviously very talented and you do a lot of stuff. But what's the favorite thing to do out of everything you do?
Films.
Films.
I love films.
What are your goals for films? Like, what is it that you want to get out of this career that you're pursuing?
I want to. 100%. I want to do a John Wick style film. I want to do
as the main character,
as a lead or a co-star.
Okay.
Okay. I want to do maybe a Creed film, like a boxing style film, and I would love to do Star Wars 100%. I just, I've been working on trying to create my own script, Star Wars, to like pitch to Disney because I actually really want to go back to what Star Wars used to be, and I'm actually in the process of making a script to pitch to Disney, but to really get George Lucas and Lucasfilms, the original team, back together on it because I want to pitch a script that they get control over.
Yeah, because
I loved their style of Star Wars.
Of course.
No offense, Disney. It's not about that. I just prefer the original maker. Yeah. So action, drama, and just being able to impact people's lives and get them to see life from a different perspective with my craft.
Yeah. And you've worked with a ton of different companies, right? What is one company that's your favorite that you've worked with?
I wouldn't say it's a company. I mean, I guess the commercial that I did was one of my favorites, but I worked with a Capital One for a commercial, but it was mainly because of who I got to work with in that commercial shoot. I got to work with Spike Lee and Samuel L. Jackson at the same time.
Wow.
And so for me, that was that. There's nothing better than than that moment. I got to talk to Spike Lee. Spike Lee chose me too. He actually came to my callback audition and picked me in that room. And then Samuel L. Jackson, he has the most humility, very humble, funny dude. And one of the biggest takeaways that I learned from that shoot was he said, "There's no such thing as a small role, only small people."
Wow, that's super impactful.
Yeah.
That's a strong quote right there.
Yeah. So, that's stuck with me ever since. So no matter what role I'm in, I'm going to make it memorable.
Yeah. Let's talk about podcasting. Have you been to any other podcasts?
Yes, I have.
How many podcasts have you been to?
I think I've been on 7. This will be the 8th one.
Yes, we're number 8. Let's go.
So I've been on 7 in the past year, and they've all talked about social topics. A lot of the dichotomy of masculine and feminine, how men are today, how women are today, a lot of relationship dynamics, or just the state of the world, economic topics. So this is the first one where I'm actually just talking about me and my artistry. So I appreciate that.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, this is what this podcast is about. I want to learn more about you and what you're passionate about. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And then do you have a podcast, YouTube?
Yes, so I have a YouTube that I post all my acting content, behind the scenes content, dance content. You can find all content there.
What's your YouTube name? Just your name?
It's You Don't Even, like EEEEN. No. So it's I can actually share it. I'll send it to you after for you to like put in. But it's I share all my content there whenever I can post behind the scenes or whenever I can post my acting auditions or dance videos or anything. It just goes up there just because why not?
Yeah, why not? Just have to share everything you do. Yeah. And would you ever consider starting your own podcast?
I've considered it. I've considered it because I can talk.
You can talk. Yeah.
I'm good with people and I can talk. I just don't know if I have the ability to like manage it and run it alone. Yeah. So I don't think I have the capability to do it right now. But it's definitely possible.
What would you call your podcast?
The Arc Empire.
Wow, that came quick. You were ready for that. The Arc Empire. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then what would you talk about? What kind of topics? What kind of people would you bring on?
I think I would want to bring on all walks of life. I think I would want to bring on the top influencer to the best actors I know to people on Netflix or just everyday average people and talk about the same topics. See how each perspective goes on the same topics, whether it's life, society, entertainment, just go over everything.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. Or maybe you should consider starting one, right? But
I need a team first.
Yeah.
Any volunteers? Any volunteers?
We're looking for people to start a podcast right here with Anthony. So headshots. How many do you have headshots right now, and how often do you get headshots?
I haven't had headshots done in a few months. I use the headshots, but I haven't had them done in a few months. And I think it's good to get headshots roughly every 5 to 6 months. Let's say half a year. I mean, personally, I don't do it as often, mainly because my face just doesn't change. I got good genetics. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Good genetics. But other people, they go through different changes. Their face might change. They might change weight. They might haircut, all that stuff. I just haven't changed much, so I don't do it as frequently. But I would say twice a year I do it.
Twice a year?
Twice a year.
Okay. All right. So I want to offer you a free headshot session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
And
thank you.
Yeah, of course. And how about we do a giveaway for a headshot session here at West Coast Creative Studio?
I'm with it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So let's do this. We'll do a free giveaway to actors and actresses, whoever needs some headshots.
Okay.
Some nice, clean, fresh headshots, right? And let's do this. To enter in this free headshot giveaway, you're going to have to comment 2 friends down below, like the post.
Yeah. And follow me and the
West Coast
studio.
Creative Studio,
Yes.
and myself, Zeus.dom. And you'll be entered to win this free headshot. And we can announce the winner in what? 10 to 14 days?
Yeah. I think that's enough time,
Yeah,
right?
you can come back and then we can announce the winner.
Yes. We could do that. Let's do it.
Yeah, so enter down below, comment 2 friends, like this post, and make sure to follow us.
Follow the accounts, guys.
Follow all
Very
the
important.
accounts on this post, and you have a chance to win free headshots. And you know how important headshots are.
Yep.
Awesome.
Artists need it. You guys need it. Come on. Especially with what's going on. Independent films. Come on, guys. Independent films. I might even need an artist. Come on, for an independent film.
Well, good luck if you enter, and I hope you win. And stay tuned. Follow us.
Yes.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for coming to the studio and to my podcast, my brand new podcast.
Yo,
I
thank you
really
so much.
appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a beautiful studio. Congrats on it, and I hope you expand and do bigger things. Really.
Yeah, we're going to. We're going to. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure to follow us. See you in the next one.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Let's go.